The humidity in Savannah, Georgia, has a way of clinging to you, much like the suffocating feeling of being unloved. It's a thick, heavy air that smells of salt marsh and old money, the kind of money that doesn't scream, but whispers behind closed doors. I stood on the edge of the sprawling lawn at the Sterling estate, a glass of lukewarm sweet tea in my hand, watching my wife, Sarah, laugh with her cousins. The moss hung from the ancient live oaks like gray skeletons, swaying in a breeze that brought no relief from the heat. I was exactly 3 feet away from them, yet I might as well have been a ghost. To the Sterlings, I wasn't David, the man who had supported Sarah through her grueling years of law school, or the one who had held her together when her world fell apart. I was just the plus one they forgot to count in the catering order. I watched as Sarah's brother Jackson handed out expensive, hand-rolled cigars to everyone in the circle, pointedly skipping me as if my hands weren't even there. This wasn't a one-time oversight. It was a decade-long pattern of calculated, polite silence. Before we go deeper into this story, take a second and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, and let us know where you're watching from. I'm curious to know how far these stories travel. Welcome to Family Secrets and Revenge, where today we look at what happens when a man is pushed past his breaking point by the very people who were supposed to be his family. Sarah and I met in Chicago 12 years ago, during a blizzard that should have been a warning sign of the coldness to come. Back then, I was a rising architect, and she was a law student drowning in debt and caffeine. I poured everything into her. I worked double shifts, designing municipal parking garages and low-income housing, just so she didn't have to take out another cent in loans. I believed in her. I believed in us. When we got married in a small courthouse ceremony, I thought I was gaining a family. But the Sterlings are Old South royalty, or at least they play the part with exhausting dedication. They look down on anyone who didn't grow up with a trust fund or a last name etched into a library wing. My father was a carpenter. My mother was a nurse. To them, I was blue-collar, regardless of the degrees hanging on my office wall. Every year, they host this reunion of the roses at their ancestral home. And every year, I am the man in the corner, the shadow in the family photos. I've tried. I've researched their boring hobbies. I've brought thoughtful, expensive gifts, and I've tried to engage Jackson and his father, Mr. Sterling, in conversation about the city's changing skyline. Each time they look through me, responding with a curt, icy nod before turning to discuss a polo match in Wellington that I clearly wasn't invited to. The afternoon of the reunion was particularly brutal. The sun was a relentless white disk in the sky,